to yet another module of ServicePlus Academy's course, Becoming a Motorpreneur, which is called Tools and Equipments. Yes, today we're going to talk about everything that you need to know about all the types of tool and equipments that are required in a multi-brand two-wheeler workshop. So let's get started. A fancy workshop without the right set of tools and equipment is as good as a car without petrol. You cannot move one step forward from there. Which is why I have set up this module to help you understand the different kinds and types of tools and equipments that are required in a multi-brand two-wheeler service center. When and how do we use them, and how often will we be able to use those items? What we are also trying to understand here is the fact that if you look into a Royal Enfield dealership or a Royal Enfield service center, you will notice that majority of the vehicles that come into that service center on a regular basis are majorly vehicles with a very similar make and model, and hence the kind of tools and equipment that is required to work on those kind of vehicles is also very limited. However, in our case, when we are dealing with a multi-brand service center, we are going to be dealing with bikes of various shapes and sizes, makes and manufacturers. Therefore, it is essential that we equip our workshop with the kind of tools and equipments that help us to work on pretty much every make and model of a motorcycle without having to compromise on the process of working on motorcycles or unwantedly stock a lot of tools and equipments which we might not even need sometimes. And also save us a lot of space, time and money when it comes to operating the workshop. Choosing the right kind of tools and equipments is not an easy task. It has taken me many purchases and many trials and failures to be able to understand what kinds of tools work best for my usage and what kind of tools are suited in my budget range as well. You can buy tools of the same kind with a varied amount of price difference, and trust me, just by the way a tool looks cannot be determined how good it actually is. I have had some tools in my workshop which have started chipping away and which have started showing signs of wear and tear in as less as 2 months. And I also have certain tools in my workshop which have been with me from the very first day I started my setup, and they're still going strong and have shown no signs of wear and tear or fatigue in any way. So it all depends on what quality of tools are you purchasing, how you're maintaining them, how you're using them, and how much do you care about them as well. Because ultimately I understand that if my workshop is not properly equipped with the right tools and equipment, the only person who is going to be at a loss is me and no one else. So I want you to understand the same thing and invest in the right kind of tools with the right kind of quality in the right kind of quantity so as to help you achieve optimum performance and optimum efficiency in your workshop. So what we are going to do today is I'm going to split this module into 2 major parts. Firstly, we are going to be discussing everything that we need to know about tools, and in the second part we are going to be discussing everything that we need to know about equipment. So just to make you understand, tool and equipment are 2 separate domains that we see it. The way we see it, tools primarily include, as the name suggests, tools, and equipment basically includes all those things which are required to be fitted inside of a workshop to be able to accommodate the working of a motorcycle inside your workshop. So to start with tools, first what we are going to do is we are going to categorize the types of tools that are there in a workshop. If you come from a slightly technical background, you may have an idea of what I'm talking about. But if you don't come from a technical background, don't worry. I'm going to break it up to you in very simple language so that you don't need to worry much about understanding what is going on over here. Alright? So the first type of tools, the first category of tools that is required in a multi-brand two-wheeler service center are basically called hand tools. Hand tools are those tools which can be operated with the hand and do not require any external force or any external power source to be operated. This basically includes a list and a very big list of tools that are falling under the category of hand tools. Just to give you a basic idea, these tools include your wrenches, open spanners, ring spanners, T-spanners, all types of screwdrivers, all types of pliers, all types of holders, Allen key sets, hammers, wire brushes, wrench boxes, impact tools, etc. So all in all, every tool that needs to be operated by hand and does not require an external source of power is basically what we categorize as hand tools. Now, hand tools are also the kind of tools which are going to be the most frequently used tools in your workshop. Pretty much any and every job that you get 70 to 80% of that work is going to be accomplished with the help of hand tools and hand tools alone. And because the frequency of operations of these tools is extremely high, that is the specific reason why as to we assign one set of hand tools to one service bay exclusively. Alright? Which means that when it comes to hand tools, there is a strict no sharing policy in the workshop, because this is basically the space and time where things get misplaced, where things get broken, where one mechanic can start to blame the other mechanic. Okay, I don't have this and I don't have that and he's taken my tool and that's why I was late and all that stuff. So to eliminate all of those problems at the source, what we do is we assign one full set of hand tools exclusively to every bay, where one mechanic is exclusively assigned for that bay. So this means that for 70% of the time, your mechanic does not need to be having to share any kind of tool and equipment from the nearby service bay or from some other mechanic to complete his or her job. And that's also why our hand tools are kept in an open display system, so that the accountability of these hand tools can be taken on a daily basis just by performing a visual inspection of the tool trolleys, and you do not have to waste your time into counting and cleaning your tools on a daily basis. The second category